Question number 5, uh, May June 22, question paper 2, variant 3. Parallel light rays from the sun are incident normally on a magnifying glass. The magnifying glass directs the light to an area capital A of radius small r. You can see what is happening in the diagram that is mentioned in the description also. The magnifying glass is circular in cross section with a radius of 5.5 centimeter, and the intensity of the light from the sun incident on the magnifying glass is this. So this is intensity. We know that intensity is equals to power upon area. That's why watt per meter square. So this is intensity. Assume that all the light incident on the magnifying glass is transmitted through it. So we assume that all light incident on the glass easily transmit through it, easily pass through it. Calculate the power. Okay. So we have to calculate the power of the light from the sun incident on the magnifying glass. So we know radius is given, magnifying glass intensity is given, and we also know that intensity is equals to power upon area, or power is equals to intensity into area. So intensity is given. Intensity is given. But what about the area? This is cross-section area. And in your question, cross-sectional area is not given directly, right? You can see in the first paragraph, there is no value of area. In other lines, you can see there is no value of area is given. So what you have to do for the value of area? Any idea, any reference in your mind? You can take reference from the diagram. If you get hint from it. अच्छा, इन्होंने एक हिंट आपको जो दी है ना, वो दी है यहाँ पर. दिस इज योर हिंट. तो मैग्नीफाइंग ग्लास इज सर्कुलर. तो जब आपके पास सर्कुलर होता है, ठीक है, तो आप एरिया का फॉर्मूला क्या यूज करते हो?
Pi r squared.
Pi r square. So basically we have to use pi r square to find out the area. So power is equals to intensity is 1.3 kilo 10 to the power 3, and area is equals to pi r square.
The area is 121 for pi.
Right. Because radius is given, so now we can easily find out the final value. 5.5 centimeter means we have to convert into meters. So 5.5 divided by 100, or 5.5 exponent power minus 2 square. So you may also check your answer. Are you getting the same? One point three exponent 3 multiplied by 5.5 exponent minus 2.
Yes, I'm getting the same answer.
Okay. So you are also getting the same answer. So power is equals to 12 watt. Okay. So the value of R is 1.5 millimeter. This is R. So the value of R is 1.5 millimeter. Now calculate the intensity of the light on area A. Again, you have to find out the intensity of the light on area A. This is area A. So basically, again, we know that the formula of intensity remains the same. Intensity is equals to power upon area. And we already calculated the power. Power is equals to 12. Now, again, you have to do the same copy paste method from the previous part because this question is only for 1 mark. Power is 12. And again, area is equals to pi r square. But this time r is equals to this 1.5 milli, it means minus 3 square, right? So this is the only difference. Method is same.
Yeah.
So this is the answer for another part. Next, a laser emits a beam of electromagnetic waves of frequency in a vacuum. Show that the wavelength of the wave is this. So basically, we know that this is electromagnetic wave. And for all electromagnetic wave, speed remains the same. That is equals to speed of light. So we use the same speed of light and frequency is given. And we have to show wavelength is equals to this. So V is equals to F lambda or lambda is equals to V upon F. So we are getting same answer 8.108108108108 exponent minus 8. So round off 8.1. True. Okay, now if we talk about the second part, so basically, we know that we studied about 7 different colors, 7 different types of radiation, electromagnetic waves also, infrared, microwave, X-rays, gamma rays, all these type of radiations. Now, in this AS level, in your syllabus, it is also mentioned that you need to know about the values of their wavelength because they will directly ask you about it. Like in this second part, you can see state the region of the electromagnetic spectrum to which these waves belongs. So you can see in the previous part, we calculated wavelengths. So from this wavelength, you have to identify what type of wave is this that is given in your question, right? So if you compare the values, if
I forgot the I
we,
forgot the spectrum.
okay. So basically, if we talk about the values of the spectrums, so these are the type of radiations, and we are talking about their wavelength in meters. So first of all, starting with the greatest wavelength, radio wave, then we have microwave, infrared, visible, ultraviolet, X-ray, gamma rays. Now their values. So for radio waves, 10 to the power 6 to 10 to the power minus 1. Right? So basically maximum we can go greater than 10 to the power 6, or minimum we will get value 10 to the power minus 1. And microwaves starts from the same value minus 1, maximum, minimum minus 3. Because when values are increasing with minus sign, so it means value is going to be shorter. Then we have infrared. So it's maximum 10 to the power minus 3 for infrared, and minimum 7 into 10 to the power minus 7. Because this 7 into 10 to the power minus 7 is especially written over here because this is for red light. And we know red and blue light, these are two famous examples in our question. So that's why this value is especially written for it. And definitely invisible. On one side we have red light, on the other side we have violet light. So definitely for red we have 10 to the power minus 7. And for violet light we have 4 into 10 to the power minus 7. So this special value is also for violet color. और अब फर्दर आपके पास वैल्यूज डिक्रीज की तरफ ही जाएंगे बिकॉज वी आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स इंक्रीजिंग फ्रीक्वेंसी. सो कंटिन्यू विद द सेम 4 into 10 to the power minus 7 to 10 to the power minus 8, then 10 to the power minus 8 to 10 to the power minus 13, 10 to the power minus 10 to 10 to the power minus 16. So you can see X-rays and gamma rays are like slightly mixed values with each other because X-ray has the smallest value of minus 13 and gamma ray starts from minus 10. So they are like interlinked with each other. And in our question, you observe that our value is 10 to the power minus 8, right? 8.1 exponent minus 8. So according to this, we have to choose which region is best for this wavelength, 8.1 exponent minus 8. 8.1 exponent minus 8. Ultraviolet. Because ultraviolet, the range of ultraviolet is very short. 4 exponent minus 7 to exponent minus 8. So this is very close range. If we choose X-ray, so X-ray is like, this is the extreme point, 10 to the power minus 8. And there is also a variation of minus 13. So there is very wide range of X-ray. But this value is ranging between minus 8. So that's why this electromagnetic spectrum is in the region of ultraviolet, right? ज्यादातर फेमस के बारे में पूछते हैं, अल्ट्रावायलेट, रेड कलर, ब्लू कलर. Okay, then we have a diagram, and in this diagram you can see the beam from the laser now passes through a diffraction grating with 2400 lines per millimeter. We have 2400 lines. A detector sensitive to the waves emitted by the laser is moved through an arc of 180 degree in order to detect the maxima produced by the waves passing through the grating as shown in figure 5.2. सो ऐसा क्वेश्चन हमने पहले भी शायद किया था डायफ्रैक्शन ग्रेटिंग में, जहां पर 180 की बात हो रही थी. एग्जैक्टली मुझे याद नहीं है कि हमने ये किया था या नहीं. ओके, तो यहाँ पर 180 की बात हो रही है. सो 180 मीन्स वी हैव टू कवर दिस होल रीजन टू मेक 180, राइट? This is one semicircle, and in this semicircle, if we take the reference from the center, so 90 degree on one side, 90 degree on the other side. This is 90 degree. This is also 90 degree. So it gives you 180 degree complete. Now we have to calculate the number of maxima detected. How many maxima will be there through 180 degree along the lines shown in figure 5.2. Show your working also. Okay. So basically, if you remember, if we break that semicircle into two equal parts like this, 90 on one side, 90 on the other side. So the highest possible value we will get, highest possible value in the sense of angle we are counting, because we need to know about the order. So theta will be equals to 90 degree, right? Because this is the maximum angle we can reach in half semicircles. And if you remember the formula is n lambda is equals to d sine theta. So we got angle 90 degree. Sine 90 is equals to 1. Definitely, we know about it. And we have to find out the number of maxima detected. And the number of lines also given, like grating element is also given. So from this formula, D is equals to 1 over number of lines. And if we check number of lines, that is 2400 per millimeter. 2400 per millimeter. It means 2400 per millimeter. ठीक है, 2400 लाइंस हैं 1 मिलीमीटर में, पर मिलीमीटर में आपके पास ये है। तो जब ये वैल्यूज फ्लिप होंगी, सो सॉरी, per millimeter will be equals to this. Like this. So when you flip the values, so you will get 1 over n is equals to right 2400,000. So now according to the formula, n is unknown. Wavelength हमने previous part में calculate किया था, that is 8.1 exponent minus 8. And lambda is equals to, in the place of d, we use this value, 1 over multiply by sine 90. Sine 90 is equals to 1. So we can easily find out the value of n from it. Five point 1.4. 5.14 means round of 5, because we have to count number of maxima. So it will be not in the decimal, it will be a round of value. So there are 5 bright fringes on one side. So let's suppose we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there is also a central one. So now how many fringes are there total? 5, 5, 1, 11. Because we only calculate with the help of 90 degrees. So on one side, we only calculate half semicircle. So in half semicircle, we are getting total 5 fringes. On the other side, we also got 5, and the central one is that is also a bright fringe. So the total number of fringes we will get 5 on one side, 5 on the other side, 1 in the center. So total number of maxima detected is equals to 11, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the question. You may try the last part of this question, right? Because now this is Azan time also, and after that also we have another class. So try this question by yourself. Otherwise, I will send you the solution of this one also. And I think that we solved this question with diffraction grating. So try the last part, and you may also practice other questions. Plus, on Sunday, we will complete this topic, inshallah, and then we will start a new topic.